Don't leave me hanging. It's go time.
Hey everybody, this is Josh, and welcome to the thrilling conclusion of this best of three series being played between E.G. Axslav, the red Protoss over here on the right side of Scrap Station, and his friend and teammate, E.G. StrifeCro, the yellow Zerg up here on the top spawn, and they are talking about that game because there was a vortex and it killed a bunch of roaches. StrifeCro saying that's the most he's ever lost to a single vortex, and Axslav basically just saying the mothership is a badass and don't mess with it. And don't mess with him, because he makes motherships. He's 2 for 2 so far in this best of 3 series with making motherships. I can only hope that we can make it 3 for 3 here on Scrap Station, although this game sort of lends itself to being shorter than Xel'Naga Caverns and that first map, Shakura's Plateau. Basically, because the map is so much smaller, it's hard to really expand all over the place because your opponent's sort of right there, and really there's a lot of great aggressive strategies on this map, especially in PvZ, when you can just build 2 Stargates, make a ton of Phoenixes and Void Rays, and be at your opponent's base in like 1 second, and Zerg is notorious for not having the best anti-air early in the game, and StrifeCro saying you need Hydralisks versus the more H-turd chip, and you can't just go Corruptors. How many times will they misspell mothership? Mothership. 3 or 4 corruptors are not enough. 10 is not worth it. For 1 M Hisp. That was a good one. I like that one. But either way, Axslav and StrifeCro just discussing that you need Hydralisks. You can't just do it with corruptors because there's no real perfect number of how many corruptors you need to kill a mothership. You basically need all kinds of anti-air to get that sucker out of the sky. And right now we've just got very simple, very standard. Oh, actually not extremely standard. Axslav is being a little bit sneaky here, dropping a pylon down at the bottom of his ramp and a gateway over on the left side. What he can do with this, technically, if he wants to, is make a forge, a gateway, cybernetics core, or all 3, and go ahead and plug up this entire wall, build some cannons behind it, and actually prevent any sort of Zergling aggression in the early game. StrifeCro, of course, sees all of this. I'm not sure what he's thinking about it right now. Probably, I'm going to make a bunch of roaches and just crush your stupid wall in, and we'll see if he goes 1 base or 2 base. He's already got a drone hanging out here next to this natural expansion area. Axslav being annoying as ever, trying to keep that from actually happening. And we'll see who comes out on top. There goes a pylon, so Axslav can just run away, go into the main perhaps, see what's going on there. Looks like Zergling speed can start now. StrifeCro is going to pull all of his little dudes, his drones, out of gas and get that Zergling speed started. There is, of course, a pylon still warping in here at his natural. Is he going to cancel it? No, he's not going to cancel it, so he is going to lose that 100 minerals very soon to these 4 Zerglings. It looks like they did actually manage to snag the probe. No, actually he didn't snag the probe. Probe made it all the way back safely to the Xel'Naga Tower. Axslav getting a second gas quite quickly. I'm surprised that he would do that before getting a Nexus, since this is basically what this little wall off here, it looks like he is using a Zealot and a pylon instead of a forge. Not sure if a forge could actually fit there, actually. But gas number 2 is done. Probe's just hanging out, waiting to get in. Finally they can. Gateway number 2 coming up. StrifeCro back at home does have his natural expansion coming up, so he will be the first to do such a thing. Sentry is out now for Axslav. I was going to just remark how StrifeCro could attack this gateway and force the Zealot to actually come fight them, but now that the Sentry is here, StrifeCro can just bounce down to the destructible debris and start wearing down on that, so that can be a great way into this walled off area as well, but looks like he already gave up on it. So I'm not sure what StrifeCro is doing. Make more sense, StrifeCro. But, yeah, no Roach Warren yet. Oh, and as soon as I say it, there it is. I like the way this is going for StrifeCro. Gateways number 2 and 3, not quite done yet, but they will be soon. Cybernetics Core should have Warp Gate Techs done soon. It looks like Chronoboost is actually being saved up right now, probably to, well, I don't know, because if he's not using it on the Warp Gate Tech, I'm not sure what he'll use it on. Maybe more probes? Yes, more probes. There it goes. And what's coming out of these gateways? Actually nothing, because Warp Gate Tech just finished, so he should be flipping them over now, and we see that happening. StrifeCro back at his base, still working off of just 1 gas. Really, that's all he needs for a Roach Warren off of 2 base. You can make the first 12, 15 roaches off of just 1 gas, but until you need that lair or a Hydralisk Den or a Spire afterwards, you will need quite a lot of gas. So if he is going Speedling Roach, then he should be just fine. If he is thinking towards a mid-game, he'll probably want to take those other extractors soon. Gateway number 4 coming for Axslav, and working off of 2 bases, which he will be soon. He could actually go up to 5 or 6 warp gates if he wanted to. Or he could add on a robotics facility. I'm actually surprised that this game he didn't go for a Stargate, because StrifeCro really has no anti-air options at the moment. No evolution chamber. Lair is actually starting now, though, so soon he will have access to a Hydralisk Den or a Spire if he needs to. Just a little surprise. Axslav really has shown me some great play with Phoenixes and Void Rays in the past, so a little bit concerned that he didn't do it. But here comes Nexus number 2 online. Let's look at the Harvester count as we see this Nexus complete. 36 for StrifeCro, 34 for Axslav. Of course, he has access to more Chrono Boost now. Look at all these sentries. Holy moly, he's got 7 sentries breaking down these destructible rocks very slowly, because they are armored. They have 3 armor. Sentries only do 6 damage. This takes a very long time to do. It's almost like watching Zerglings banging their heads against rocks over and over. But 5 roaches already completed here. More on the way. Let's look at the units tab, see how many total. 6 already done. 3 more on the way. Hatchery number 3 already placed here at this 3rd base. Destructible rocks still taking 6 years to destroy. A little bit more of a forward pylon. He'll be able to reinforce a little bit better with that. And what do we have back here? Gateway number 5. Should we be seeing gateway number 6 soon? At least seeing another assimilator here soon to keep up on gas, as that is going to be his limiting factor as he moves through here. He's got a lot of sentries and stalkers, so that is quite costly on the Vespene. 16 Zerglings running into Axslav's base while he breaks down those destructible rocks. What are they going to be able to achieve? They might actually get a pylon kill, or they could try to run in here. Nope, not going to be able to do it. There is a Zealot waiting, and all these range units should be able to kill off those Lings before they kill off that Zealot. So he is going to just continue making roaches. 3 more in the production tab. Another gateway coming for Axslav. That's gateway number 6. If you're keeping track at home, this pylon actually could go down, and that would actually supply block Axslav. So these Lings are doing a good job despite not actually making it into the main base. They could actually be breaking down this destructible debris, but it looks like they are instead more focused on getting this Zealot killed off, and he is actually going to go down. Axslav in here now with the roaches, dropping force fields, trying to segment them all, but they are still actually all able to shoot. Now we see some roaches start to be trapped outside as Axslav scoots back just a tiny bit, but these Zerglings are actually destroying things back here at home. A pylon goes down, some Zealots warp in. Axslav on the move here. I'm going to watch Axslav's army and keep StrifeCro in the picture-in-picture. We see 13 roaches being created right now for StrifeCro. That is quite a lot. That might actually be enough to take out all these Stalkers and Sentries unless they have enough energy, and it looks like they do for some more Force Fields and Guardian Shields. But now that Axslav is just sitting here uncontested, just trying to kill off as many roaches as he can with some nice Force Fields. He needs to block this entire ramp if he can, but now he's out of energy, so all these wasted Force Fields, he dropped quite a lot of them. They would have made a bigger difference here in this late game, but now he's losing all of his gateway units, and he did actually lose a lot to that little attack from StrifeCro, that counterattack. So he's going to warp in another round of Sentries and Stalkers, drop a couple Force Fields, and he needs to sort of retreat. I don't think he can actually bash his head into those roaches anymore. So Axslav has an injured Cybernetics Core, lost a pylon there, lost a Zealot, but otherwise seems to be doing pretty good here. StrifeCro's lost more units, Axslav has lost more value. Let's look at the Harvester count. See 45 for StrifeCro, only 37 for Axslav, so he's trying to drone up, or actually probe up quite hard now. Robotics facility and a forge coming up. Is he looking to take a 3rd base? Doesn't look like it at the moment. StrifeCro does have his 3rd base up now, though. He's just making some macro tools, Queens, Overlords, missile attacks level 2, and now Burrow coming. So that could be quite useful since he has a ton of roaches, and Axslav doesn't have any immortals. His Stalker count is actually quite low as well. So if these roaches can finish off these gateway units, it looks like they will be able to do that quite easily. They could actually march over to Axslav's natural, where we see a couple of Zerglings have actually managed to sneak in there, but StrifeCro could actually do quite a lot of damage with this number of roaches. He has 17 here. When Burrow finishes, he will be able to burrow them safely, as there are no observers or any other detection here on the map for Axslav. Is he going to take out the Cybernetics Core very quickly? Yes, he does. Observer is being created now for Axslav, and 3 more Zealots being warped in right in front. But all these roaches going to be able to do a lot of damage. They have 1-0 upgrades against Axslav's 0-0, and there are just far more of them right now, so these Zealots are going to get laid to waste. Axslav GG's, and StrifeCro knocks out his 2v2 to partner from the Justin.tv Invitational number 2 in wonderful fashion. I thought that was a very good PvZ series, very entertaining, a lot of fun to cast. Hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. Now go check out the games between Idra and Druby and the games between Sock and Cloud, because those are some great series as well. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, I'll be casting more games from the Justin.tv Invitational number 2, and they will be up soon, so I'll see you then.